Good morning, students. Welcome back to your virtual classroom. Today we will discuss the second chapter in your science book. It's about food, health and hygiene. In the previous class, we had discussed about the different components of food and how food is made, etc. In the beginning, let us recap a little, look back very quickly what we had learned in the previous classes. What are the functions of food basically? Food helps us in growth, food gives us energy, etc. Let us quickly go through the recap slides, right? Let's see. So now you remember, the foods have basically four functions. We get benefited in four ways from food. Food gives us energy to work. Also it keeps our body warm by energizing, storing energy in it. Number second, food helps our body grow. It helps us in growth and also repairs the damaged body parts. Number three, food protects us from the diseases. Food helps us fight with the diseases. And number four, food helps us eat healthy and fit. Now, different food items are there. But if we break down all these food items into nutrients, nutrition, this nutrition what is nutrition? That taking the food inside your body and digesting it and then utilizing the food for your body in different ways, in growing, in being healthy, being fit. Taking in the food and also utilizing it for your body. This process is called nutrition. Okay, and the essential components of food, that is essential part, only 5 parts of them. They are present in all kinds of food items. We must be sure that these 5 kind of nutrients, nutrition giving part of the food. Look at this main 5 parts. Number 1, carbohydrates. And number 2, fats. We must have enough carbohydrates and sufficient fats in our diet, because these two nutrients or components, essential components of food, are called energy giving food. They give us energy to work and also stores energy for our future use. Number 3, the essential component are very important, proteins. This is bodybuilding. Bodybuilding part of food. It helps us grow and also repairs the damaged part of our body. It is very important. These 3 we must take in sufficient portions. But there are 2 other essential components. We need very little measure. Almost negligible measure of. Number 4, vitamins. And number 5, minerals. Very little part of vitamins and minerals are needed. but they are needed. Unless you take them in appropriate measure, however little that may be, you may fall sick. Your health will be gone, because these are called protective. Food. It gives protection for our body. Let us go to a series of slides again to have some details about these 5 main categories of nutrients that our body needs in exact and sufficient amount to keep us growing, keep us energetic, and keep us healthy. Right? Please look at the slides. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are energy giving nutrients. They give us quick energy. Children like you who play a lot, people who do physical labor, they need a lot of carbohydrates. Cereals, pulses, potato, honey, corn, wheat, these are all rich sources of carbohydrates. Fat also gives us energy. But what happens is, it gives more energy than carbohydrates in fact. But if you take excess fat in the diet, it is harmful for our body. So fat always must be taken in a limitation. Various sources of fats are vegetable oil, like the sunflower oil, ghee, butter, cheese, cream, and dry foods. These are the sources of fat. Proteins are called bodybuilding food. Proteins are required for repairing our tissues that have been damaged, and also for muscle building. You are growing up now, so it will help you more if you take more proteins. One more proteins, pulses, soybeans, chicken, mutton, fish, eggs, cheese, all are good sources of proteins, and particularly milk. Milk products and milk, they are very good source of proteins. Next we come to vitamins. Vitamins, I told you that these are the nutrients that our body requires in very small amount. They keep our body healthy and free from diseases. Fresh vegetables and fruits, they are very rich sources of vitamins. There are different kinds of vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin B, C, D, etc. Next, minerals. Minerals are also required in our body in very small quantity. These are required for strong teeth and bone. It helps, like calcium. Like muscles and heart, you need iron. Also green leafy vegetables, fruits, nuts, eggs, salt, milk. These things are good sources of minerals, particularly iron, calcium, iodine and phosphorus. These 4 are very essential minerals for our bodies. Now, apart from these 5 main nutrients, we also must have enough of number 6, roughage, and number 7, of course, water. These 2 are not nutrients in themselves. In fact, roughage we cannot digest. Cows can digest fiber, roughage, from plants, but we cannot. But it helps digesting the other parts of our body. And water, 3/4 of our body weight is water, so we need enough water. So these 5 main nutrients, carbohydrates, fats, energy giving food, proteins, body building food, growth food, vitamins and minerals in small but appropriate measures to protect us from diseases, and roughage and water. Roughage or fiber. that is usually present in the plant food. Any kind of raw salad, corn, cabbage, carrot, fruits, and what is shown here, the drumsticks, shohajan. This gives us roughage. Roughage helps us to get rid of the undigested food. And what are it is better to take precaution of always trying to get as much pure water as possible. And also, a human adult being should at least drink 8 to 10 glasses. So, you are growing up children, you should also at least get 6 to 8 glasses of water every day. To keep us hydrated and also help our digestion. That makes a balanced diet. A diet that contains in an adequate पर्याप्त amount of different components of food which are required by our body. A diet that have all the components of nutrition and in right amount. That kind of diet is a balanced diet. A balanced diet keeps our body healthy. You know what is a balanced diet? Balanced diet is that kind of diet that it gives you sufficient nutrients, all the nutrients, and keeps you always healthy and fit. The moment you are not getting sufficient balanced diet, enough balanced diet, you fall sick. When your body functions are disturbed, we call it diseases. You are suffering from diseases. Diseases can be of two types. Diseases are communicable and non-communicable. We say non-communicable. And second, obviously you understand non-communicable diseases, this happen in a single person. It is not carried through one person to another person. It usually happens because these diseases are also called deficiency diseases. These diseases are also called deficiency diseases. When you are not getting enough of a particular important component, be it protein, be it carbohydrate, even minerals, even some vitamins, you will suffer from non-communicable deficiency diseases. And there are some other diseases like this corona, COVID-19, the whole world is suffering from it. These are communicable diseases, some kind of small microscopic organism. They carry it, microbes, from one person to another person. Now let us look at the slides that how non-communicable, what kind of non-communicable diseases happen, some important diseases and deficiency of which part of our nutrition makes us sick of these diseases, and also at some communicable diseases, how they are spread through air, water, etc. Let us look at the slides themselves. Please look. Diseases are of two types, non-communicable and communicable. Non-communicable are also called deficiency diseases. Let me describe a few of the non-communicable diseases. First one is night blindness. That is a kind of eye disorder. Night blindness occurs due to lack of vitamin A. The people suffering from night blindness cannot see in dim light. To prevent night blindness, you must have enough green leafy vegetables like spinach, lettuce, cabbage, carrot, with butter, milk, etc. that are rich in vitamin A. Second kind of disease is beriberi. It is due to the deficiency of vitamin B1. The people suffer from beriberi may have scaly skin, extreme weakness, the muscles also become weak. Unpolished rice, green leafy vegetables, milk, egg, meat, all the nutrients rich in vitamin B, we must have them to prevent beriberi. Next, scurvy. Scurvy is a disease mainly of the gum. It is caused due to the lack of vitamin C. The gums swell and bleed. Citrus fruits like lemon, orange, grapes, amla, tomatoes, lime, etc. are rich in vitamin C. Next, rickets is occurred mostly in children, so be very careful about it. It happens because of vitamin D in our body. They have bow legs. The person who suffered, they have bent legs, bent spines, the bending of the backbone. We must have milk, fish, eggs, which are rich in vitamin D, and also calcium, phosphorus. These minerals also make bones and teeth very hard and strong. Next is goiter. You see how dangerous kind of disease this one is. It is due to lack of iodine, a mineral in our diet. And this in this disease, a gland in the neck swells up like a ball. We must have seafoods and iodized salt. It is very important to have always iodized salt in your diet. One more non-communicable disease is anemia, lack of hemoglobin. It is due to lack of iron in our diet. We become weak if we have anemia, get tired very easily because our red blood cells, hemoglobin, become less during anemia. We must have enough eggs, spinach, green leafy vegetables, cereals, meat, liver, etc. to avoid anemia. Now let us talk about communicable diseases. These diseases are caused by some microorganisms which are commonly called germs. Now, the microbes or germs that cause diseases are bacteria, viruses, protozoa, and also fungi. Here are a list of common diseases caused by these germs. Like bacteria causes typhoid, cholera, plague, pneumonia, tuberculosis, meningitis. Protozoa cause amoebic dysentery, malaria, dengue. Fungi cause ringworm, athlete's foot, most of our skin diseases. And viruses cause common cold, flu, chicken pox, measles, polio, AIDS, rabies. And as you very well know, this corona, COVID-19, is also caused by a virus. Now, how do these communicable diseases spread? Usually they spread in four ways. They can spread through air. Diphtheria, tuberculosis, viral fever, measles, chicken pox, etc. These diseases, the germs of these diseases are usually carried through air. Secondly, the germs can also communicate, transfer from one body to another through food and water, particularly the stomach diseases and the fever, diarrhea, cholera, typhoid, jaundice. These affect our livers most, and these are caused by food and water. Third is through insects, particularly the mosquito. You must be very careful about the mosquito bites. Always use a mosquito net at home because these insects can carry the germs of malaria and dengue. And through direct contact, through touch, chicken pox, measles, whooping cough, ringworms, AIDS, all the skin diseases, they are carried through the direct contact. So, now briefly also discuss how these communicable diseases, because they are more dangerous to the society. If you personally have some deficiency in vitamin, you can change your diet and be healthy. But if a germ like this COVID-19, the whole world can suffer because you don't know, taking all the precautions, but you don't know who is carrying the germ. So we can prevent it, we must prevent it socially. There are some measures, we can take social measures to prevent the communicable diseases. Let's look at how we can prevent them. We can take precaution against them, right? Please look. Most important social measure to prevent communicable diseases is education. The more the people are educated, they can be aware of all the precautions and they can be safe in themselves and their families. So we must try to spread education awareness first. Second is isolation. We are already going through a phase of social distancing all over the country. A person who is suffering from, say, chicken pox, measles, or even this COVID-19 corona, they should be kept separately, isolated. In the same way, you also, the children are, these days, the schools are closed just for that reason, so avoid the communicable diseases. Sanitation is a very must all over the society. Garbage heaps, open drains, polluted water. You should not take food that are already exposed to dust and insects like flies, because all these carry a lot of germ that causes diseases. We should drink clean and germ-free water, RO water preferably. And also we should spray DDT and other chemicals to kill germs. So we must have a green and clean environment to stay healthy. Fourth is vaccination. Vaccination is a technique to develop the ability of the body to fight against diseases. It gives us immunity. What is immunity? Immunity is the ability to fight against germs that comes from our own body. Various vaccines are available these days like diseases, polio, mumps, smallpox, etc. Let's look at some of the vaccines. We give DPT vaccine to prevent diphtheria, tetanus and pertussis. D for diphtheria, T for tetanus and P for pertussis. 3 diseases are killed by one vaccine. Polio vaccine you all had taken in the previous years, I'm sure. It is to prevent polio. And MMR, M for measles, M for mumps and M for rubella. This is another very important vaccine. Now the final part of this. We discuss a main part, that is hygiene. What is hygiene? Hygiene is keeping healthy and fit. Not only taking good food, also you must follow some good habits, like brushing your teeth, like bathing, taking a regular bath, brushing in the proper way, washing your hands. You have learned it during the last few days, the importance of how you wash your hands. All these good habits together is called hygiene. We will see some good habits that is part of your hygiene in the next slides. And with that, you must also take good sufficient exercises. Yoga is a very good exercise. At least run around, not play cricket like that. That is not a good exercise at all. Play kabaddi, play football. That gets your body, all parts of your body work out. Cricket is a good game, but daily take some exercises, yoga and posture. How you stand, how you sit. If you are sitting with your shoulders slouched like that, this is not a good posture. It will also affect your growth. This we are discussing in the next series of slides. Please look at them very carefully. Here are some good habits we have listed for you. I will read them once, but it is better that you pause the screen and write them down, and more important is follow them every day. We should keep our body clean. We should brush our teeth in the morning and at night before going to bed. We should take bath daily using soap, shampoo, etc. We should trim our nails regularly. We should wash our hands with soap before and after eating food. We should wash our hands with soap after using toilets, after going to the bathroom. We should always drink clean and germ-free water. Vegetables and fruits should be washed thoroughly before cooking or even eating raw. Uncovered food, fast food, junk food sold by the roadside shopkeepers, vendors should be avoided as much as possible. We should throw the household waste garbage in the dustbins and dispose them properly. We should clean and spray disinfectants to kill the germs both in the drains and the floors of our own house. Breeding of mosquitoes must be prevented by spraying insecticide wherever there is an open drain or water is stagnant. And we should also use mosquito nets to avoid mosquitoes. Now, apart from taking these, we must also take enough exercises. Exercises like jogging, running, cycling, playing physical games like kabaddi, volleyball, yoga. This is a Surya Namaskar. This is a very good yoga. You can do it regularly. But another point is that we must also have the proper posture while we are standing or while we are sitting. Look at these pictures very carefully and correct yourself, own self, with the help of your brothers, sisters or parents, that if my posture is correct while I am standing or while I am sitting, particularly working with computer or studying. Please look at this posture. And finally, you must get enough sleep so that you don't sleep like this in the classroom. So you must take a good rest at night in proper time. Otherwise, you see what happens in the classroom, you get asleep. So we are at the end of the second chapter. I am sure you will go to the video and also read the book very carefully because it will help you learn your subject better and also give you comment over the English language, and then do the exercises carefully and stay home, stay sharp. We will very soon come back to you with the third chapter of your science book. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.